Sorry about that, folks. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Oktoberfest 2021, Day 18. I'm your host, Wildman West. I don't know what happened there for a moment, but honestly, I think it has to deal with the movie that we're going to be talking about today. I think I just got exercised there for a moment. So we're going to talk about Tim Burton's 1988 Beetlejuice. This one isn't necessarily a horror movie, but more so a dark comedy, a paranormal comedy. The movie takes place about a couple named Barbara and Adam Maitland. They are very much in love. Unfortunately, there's a situation where they are unable to have children, so they make the most of it by making time for themselves and doing whatever they can around their house. While they're going out and running errands for a day, they have an accident over a bridge and their car falls into the ravine where they drowned. Now, somehow miraculously, they think they come back to life, but they're not alive. They're spirits from the netherworld, pretty much like, limbo. They're stuck in limbo for the most part. They come across a demonic being known as Beetlejuice or Beetlejuice. And they find out about him through their caseworker named Juno, who says, don't say his name 3 times because he'll come into the world of the living and wreak havoc. Well, with curiosity killing the cat, Adam and Barbara decide they're going to say his name 3 times. When they meet Beetlejuice, they realize that Juno was not screwing around with them. He was pretty much just this practical joker, a prankster, just a horrible person, a horrible human being. I don't want to know what he did when he was in the real, like as a human. I don't know. But anyways, he wants to go and help them haunt people out of the homes, and especially because there are people that are moving in to their house, the Dietzes. We have Charles and Delia, and Charles's daughter, Lydia. Lydia is kind of a dark and, as she says, strange and unusual person. She's able to see Adam and Barbara because she found the handbook for the recently deceased that Adam and Barbara obtained after dying. And when she read through it, she started believing everything that was said in there, and, well, she befriends Adam and Barbara, and throughout all this, she's wondering why Adam and Barbara are trying to scare them out of the home, because if they do scare them out of the home, their souls can be at peace. Well, while all this is going on, they're having some fun trying to scare the Dietzes out, but the Dietzes don't seem to be scared, and they're getting more frustrated and more frustrated and more frustrated, and Beetlejuice is mocking them, just saying, hey, this wouldn't happen if you ever here. Beetlejuice, would you stop that? Just get out of my head, alright? Come on. I'm trying to do this review. Anyways, so Lydia meets Beetlejuice for the first time, and he's trying to get her to say his name 3 times. She almost does, and then eventually he says to her that if he gets his name said 3 times, he'll be able to help her get from the real world to the netherworld, because she's a very dark and tortured soul, even writes suicide notes. So obviously, like I said, dark moment. Eventually, Delia Dietz's assistant Otho, who works with the paranormal, finds the handbook, and he finds out a way to dispel Adam and Barbara from the house. While he's doing this, Lydia's trying to stop him. She finds Beetlejuice, and then Beetlejuice says, well, he'll help, but she's got to say his name 3 times and then marry him. Well, she's not really happy about this, so she does it, and then, much to her chagrin, she doesn't want to go through with it, and eventually Adam and Barbara survive their disposal into the netherworld, still as ghosts, but Barbara happens to come across a sandworm in the netherworld, brings it back into the real world, and it eats Beetlejuice where he dies. And eventually the Dietzes and the Maitlands can see each other, and they become friends. And everybody lives morbidly, happily ever after. Now it's time to talk about what I like and what I don't like about the film. We're going to talk about what I don't like about this film. Nothing. There's nothing I don't like about this film. I love Beetlejuice. I love this movie so much. Come on, it's got everybody. It's like, okay, seriously, Beetlejuice, this is the last fucking time I ask you, get out of my head. Stop possessing me, alright? I'm getting tired of it. Just let me finish this. Folks, anyways, what I like and what I don't like about it, as the other part of my brain just said, there's nothing that I don't like about it. It is a good film. Tim Burton does a phenomenal job, as always, with the direction. And in all these films. I mean, even with the music with Danny Elfman, which they have worked together for countless decades, and honestly, I feel like with Danny Elfman's music, he can go no wrong. The casting of this film is phenomenal. You have Michael Keaton, you have Alec Baldwin, you have Winona Ryder, you have Gina Davis, you have Catherine O'Hara, Jeffrey Jones, Glenn Shaddix, Robert Goulet, Dick Cavett, Annie McEnroe. I mean, then it just goes on and on and on of everybody that's in this film. And they all do a great job. And I mean, and plus, a lot of them would go on to be in more Tim Burton films. I mean, a year later, Michael Keaton would become Batman. And pretty much around this time also, I mean, Winona Ryder might not have been in a lot of other, Tim Burton films, but around this time, because of this film, she was also in this film also due to the fact of Heathers. Heathers is a great movie. We've reviewed this one too. And you know what? A lot of other people did. And Glenn Shaddix, Otho, was also in Heathers. There legit is a who's who of the pop culture references in this film. Of course, when we talk about Tim Burton, we have to talk about the special effects. I mean, just the way how they did everything. Going from the Netherworld even into the real world, the stop motions with the sandworms, even with how Adam and Barbara transform into their netherworldly appearances. It's just, for the time in 1988, it was awesome. I mean, and you have to think about with Tim Burton also doing previously Pee-wee's Big Adventure with the stop motion of Large Marge. That alone just shows how much he improved on his style. And then especially when you go a few years later into the 90s with The Nightmare Before Christmas, and then a decade later with Corpse Bride, with all of the different stop motion he has done. Props to you, Tim Burton. So now it's time to grade this movie. I'm going to say that I'm going to give this one an A+ because it's a great movie, and you know what? You're going to give me this whole thing about an A+. Give me anything. I'll eat anything you want me to eat. I'll tell the one you want me to swallow. Oh no! Okay, seriously, just for that, Beetlejuice, you know what? You're getting an A- for that one. You know what? Great movie, but you know what? I'm tired. You know what? We hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down if you didn't like my review. Also, make sure that you share on social media. Don't forget to ring that bell and push that little red button. I'm Wildman West, and I will see you next time for day 19 of Shocktoberfest 2021. It's time to settle this once and for all. Beetlejuice, motherfucking Beetlejuice.